It's a university where you explore, where you ask questions, where you experiment.
Like FSU just gives like a great opportunity for people to go abroad and experience like different cultures, so it's really great.
I've visited already, and the campus is beautiful, and like I can't wait to do loads of different classes and stuff like that.
I chose to go to FSU because they helped me with the process of transitioning into America.
And also it's really sunny in Florida, so that was an extra incentive for me to go there. Well, I just really like the idea of going to an American university, and I like the school spirit at FSU.
The sense of community, everyone loves being a Seminole, like the chants, I don't know, I'm just really, really excited, especially for stuff like games and all of that sort of stuff when I get over there.
It feels like a community beyond FSU because I see people like at home, like in the mall, and I'll just go like that, and then they'll do it back. It's just really funny.
Most schools and universities here, we don't really have the kind of whole university pride as much, or I think anyway. But I mean, over in America, you know, if you're a Seminole, you're a Seminole, and you can't like the Gators and stuff like that.
I don't really know what it means at the moment because I haven't been to a football game and like I haven't spent time on campus that much in Tallahassee, so I'm not really that sure, but it feels good at the moment.
Maybe this says it. There's a t-shirt available and it says, "I bleed garnet and gold." And as corny as we might think that sounds, I think what it represents is the idea that once a Seminole, always a Seminole.
It's crazy. Everyone is out, everyone's excited. It's basically like the World Cup every Saturday.
It's gonna be a good experience, especially now we're national champions. You know, I don't think anyone's gonna let that go.
Can you describe game day? I don't know if that's possible. It is absolutely insane.
It's a feeling of pride and a feeling of belonging that stay with you for the rest of your life. The Gateway Programme is a unique opportunity which allows international students to complete their university education at a top-class American university by spending the first year of their degree at one of our international campuses before transferring to our main campus in the United States for the remainder of their degree.
In London or in England, you have to choose what you want to do at university, and I had no idea. I was confused, and so I was going to take a gap year, and then I found this program, and I was kind of like, oh, this is kind of a way out of the English system, helps me get into the American system. So it actually means quite a lot to me. Like, it kind of helped me get out of like a confused situation when I was in one.
I think one of the reasons why people should be interested in the Gateway Programme is because it's about opportunity. It's not an either-or situation. People might think, oh, do I study in the United Kingdom or do I study in the United States? The Gateway Programme allows you to have the best of both worlds. You can apply, and you should apply, for all of your UCAS choices, but you can also apply for Florida State Gateway Programme.
Like my friends here who are in the Gateway Program, they chose it just so they could they wanted to go to America, so they chose it so that they could meet some American people, so that they wouldn't feel so alone when they got to America.
You get to decide, do I go to the two universities that I have holding through UCAS, or do I go to Florida State? Unlike most students, you will have three choices, not just one.
The reason I chose FSU was because well, I didn't really fancy going to any of the universities that I applied for here in England.
So, for example, if you're interested in entering the university in September 2015, admissions will open September 2014. So you could apply in September 2014 and receive a decision before half-term. Now, if that decision is a positive acceptance, it's a binding commitment on our part, but not yours. We have offered you a place, and that place is yours, should you choose to take it up.
I really wanted to go to an American university, but I wasn't able to do it like by myself because of the visa process and the SAT. So like the help that they've given me like means a lot.
For me, it's basically a stepping stone for meeting new friends and kind of having new connections for when you go out there, so you're not on your own.
The Gateway Programme is growing. Now, we started just a couple of years ago, and we started small, deliberately so. This is a new program. It's always important to start slowly and to allow a program to develop at its own pace. We are thrilled with the increasing level of interest in the International Gateway Programme. The Gateway Programme is growing. Now, we started just a couple of years ago, and we started small, deliberately so. This is a new programme. It's always important to start slowly and to allow a programme to develop at its own pace. We are thrilled with the increasing level of interest in the International Gateway Programme. Well, I think fundamentally we're different because we're not a British university. We're an American university that has campuses overseas. As an American university, we're different because we take a holistic approach to admissions, particularly Florida State and the Gateway Programme. We're interested in the whole student. That means the whole student academic experience for the whole of the secondary school, GCSEs, AS levels, A2 levels. It also means the extracurricular activities, the work experience, the volunteer work, the Duke of Edinburgh, the Boy Scouts, the Girl Scouts, the sporting organisations. It really gives us a picture of the whole student. And when a student submits an application, it's that whole student that we're looking for. We look at that personal statement and we're looking to see, how to put it, what value that student can add to Florida State. What is it about that student that needs to be nurtured by Florida State? And therefore, how can Florida State help that student fulfill their potential? Admission to the Gateway Programme uniquely does not require the completion of standardised tests or the acquisition of a visa prior to admission.
FSU are really helping. Like, Dr. Paul's always in her office and you can go to her whenever you have an issue or anything. They've helped me choose classes, and we're about to start the visa process at the moment, and they're helping us fill in the forms and telling us what we need to do. And we had SAT tuition, which was every week, and the teacher for that was really good, and she really helped us get the grades that we wanted to get, that we needed to get into the next year of FSU.
So we provide you with workshops on the SAT, as well as workshops on obtaining a visa.
Benefits. One being the SAT, 100%. I came in not knowing how much they would help you. I thought they would kind of give you a little bit of guidance, stuff like that, but you have classes every week for 3 hours, which sometimes get long, but they're very helpful. They teach you all the tips and tricks. I don't know, the SAT is definitely the best.
They help you with the SAT, whereas here in England, they don't do that in schools because it's a completely different type of test that we don't do. And you have to do a private tutoring, and just for an hour is £100, which is a lot of money. So that was definitely a big factor for me as to why to choose FSU. They help you with the visa. We haven't actually started the process just yet. But I know that they plan to do everything very early, so if you come across any problems, they will help you with everything, and you have plenty of time, and there's no rush when you do it, because obviously it's a big thing.
Well, I think we help because we're doing it with you side by side. It's not something that you have to do beforehand. Obviously, you could take workshops on the SAT prior to application to US universities, but isn't it better to take them when you're already admitted, and when you're taking them alongside your other classes, and to have professors who know you and are working with you, and again you're looking forward to your confident transfer over to the US campus. I think there are many advantages. The first one that comes to mind is the opportunity to live, study and work with Americans.
I live with Americans now, so I'll know Americans when I actually go to Tallahassee, and so I'll obviously I'm going to suffer from homesickness and stuff, but I know that I've got my friends there, so.
They're a lot of fun. Okay, they say Americans can be loud or whatever, but I don't know, I enjoy it. It makes me feel happy all the time. There's never a moment where I'm really very sad here, and if there is, they're going to be there to help me. I don't know, they're just a lot of fun.
It was an adjustment, I'm not going to lie.
They're a lot louder than British students would be.
Very noisy, but in a good way.
But it's really fun because the group I'm with, we always go out and do stuff together, and it's just really relaxed and it's just nice.
English people are very quiet usually, apart from the odd few. But yeah, I'm very shy, so it was quite intimidating at first. But I love it, and like they've helped me settle right in. They're all really friendly, like even like people who I just like pass and by in the halls of like walk into class and stuff. They'll be like, oh hey, and that's really nice.
And it's great to have them here because I have people I can learn the lingo from and kind of traditions that they have here, so it's great.
I love accents, so personally, getting to hear British accent all day is fabulous. And it's just cool. We've learned lots of new lingo because there's way too many different terms that we just never knew before. So it's kind of a cultural experience for both of us. And then we're able to share with them like what's going to be like in Tallahassee, and then they tell us about things like where's the best place to go get a cheeseburger or where can we go shopping and like cool things like that. So it goes both ways.
Here's your opportunity to explore any one of 300 different tracks or majors at Florida State University.
The two things, I mean, as far as the subjects are concerned, the US takes a much more broader approach towards the curriculum. It's a kind of more an education rather than a specialist training, because in the first year of British study you'd be studying one subject. So I think that's a lot better. And the other thing I think that's really useful is that she'll have I said this wider education idea where basically you're going to see much more of life, much more of different people. I think that's a better chance to have a wider grounding in your studies. So
the fact that I've kind of done it, I've been independent, I've travelled for not travelled, but I've studied abroad for 3 years. I kind of stepped out of my comfort zone. I think sort of interviewers and people that are recruiting for jobs are going to really see that as a positive.
And in my experience, the students and the graduates that are produced by an American university degree, particularly, if I may say, by Florida State, they are the true Renaissance scholars. They are specialists in their own area, but yet they have an understanding of the connections between disciplines, between subjects, across borders, that help them as they move forward into the workplace.
My mum is actually really supportive. My mum was the one that kind of helped me find FSU and kind of going to America in the first place. She spent a lot of time kind of going through it all. She still doesn't know all the lingo in the way that everything works. I'm still having to explain that to her.
I think they're very, very excited for me, like overjoyed that this whole thing's happened because it's kind of just worked out really well and it's what I've wanted to do. So
I'm very excited about it. I think it'd be a great place to get an education, and when she comes back she'll be standing out from the crowd compared to the other British students who are going to British universities.
I think every so often my mum's like, oh, you're going to remember me, and I was like, Mum, don't be silly, of course I'm going to remember you. She's like, well, you ring me all the time. I was like, yes, I'll ring you all the time. And she's like, will you come visit? You won't just want to stay there all the time. And I said, yes, I'll come home and visit, don't worry.
I think they're quite supportive of me.
I'm very nervous. Obviously, it's like halfway across the world, and I won't have my parents there or like my good friends like here and stuff. But I'm very excited because America is where I want to be. Like, no matter what, I know I'm going to end up there.
I'm nervous about moving away. I think a little bit. Everyone is, I assume. I think it will be good for me though. I kind of need to get away. So I'm nervous, but I'm excited. It's kind of good nerves rather than bad nerves.
I'm nervous about the amount of stuff that I have to pack. But no, apart from that, like, I'm not too fussed about it.
And I haven't actually been yet, so I haven't had a look at the campus at all. I want to see where I'm living. I'm excited about going to the games. I don't know, my meal plan, Chick-fil-A. I'm just excited about all of that stuff. I think it'll be really good.
My favourite gateway story? God, there's so many, but I don't know which ones to tell.
My favourite gateway story was when I brought my flatmates back to my house. And I live in like quite a rural area of Derbyshire, and I think they found it really exciting, and it was just nice to show them like a different part of Britain that they wouldn't see living in central London.
The first day I got here, I met Rose, and she ended up being my roommate. And we walked to Wasabi for lunch with my parents. And as we walked there, somehow we both tripped up over the pavement at the same time. And we laughed about it and kind of laughed it off because we didn't really know each other. It was the very first day. And for some odd reason, the whole time we've been here, all we've done is trip up together. Like, yesterday, Rose tripped into a lamppost and took me with her. I tripped up at the gym the other day and in front of everyone. It was awful. It was probably, I laughed. I wanted to cry as well. But I don't know why. I never used to trip up before, and ever since I've met her, we just always seem to trip up together. So it's just quite a lot of fun.
And I don't regret the decision at all.
Oh, I love living in London.
I love it. I don't want to leave.
I mean, living in London's great.
I've never felt more at home in another place than my own home, which is very odd, being thousands of miles away. And I don't know, the sense of security is like beyond amazing.
It makes me feel a lot older than I am. I don't know if other people... So when I get home, I kind of feel like I'm 19 again.
I just think the location of the study centre is amazing. Like, I will never get to live this close to the centre of London again in my life.
But the only bad downside of London is it's quite expensive. That's the only thing I can say.
I've learnt to do a lot of stuff, like my own shopping, budgeting, knowing how to do my laundry.
You can get anywhere on the underground. Like, I've walked down to like Buckingham Palace. It literally takes 20 minutes.
But it's been amazing. I wouldn't trade it for anything ever.